Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Let me hope you're fine. Please kindly share this message to the King Charles III of England, the Princess, members of House of Lords, the Prime Minister of England, who resigned as well, and also the European banks like the UK Export Finance Bank, plus all other associated banks, please. Plus the European Council, European Parliament, to mention but a few. Also these matters. Since 1986, you have been funding the government of an immigrant called Kagunta Museveni Tahabura. But you have been funding it wrongly, unknowingly. King Charles, you know this. You are keeping quiet, and yet a lot of disrespect of human rights and democracy is ongoing in Uganda. Continuing to fund Uganda, continuing to tell other banks in Europe to fund Uganda, but yet injustices are ongoing in Uganda. These injustices are being exposed on Twitter, on Facebook, plus local newspapers and also international televisions like the BBC, the CNN, all going on. But you don't matter on things happening in Uganda, and yet you say you colonize it. My fellow Africans, and more especially leaders, presidents who love their people through respect of democracy and human rights, come here and we talk. Since the colonial governments, colonial countries which took over Africa by then are not minding about Africa and just looking when the injustices are being taken on by our fellow people, our fellow Africans, when these colonial masters are the ones financing the death, the abruptions, the killings of opposition leaders, of our fellow brothers and sisters. We need to stand firm and say enough is enough. Since they are not taking actions, and yet when Museveni, Kagunta Tahabura, when let's say when what if was in Europe, actions could be taken. Actions could be taken. But guess what? King Charles, in coordination with other banks, senators, ambassadors, the congressmen and women, they would have stopped long time these activities Museveni Kagunta Tahabura is doing. The saga of Kony in northern Uganda, the killing of my fellow youths in Western region, in King's Palace, the massacring, the killing of Ugandans in Eastern Uganda, Mukura massacre, the 2020-2021 general elections, before, during, and after, where many Ugandans were abducted, and up to now, we are still asking the government of Tabura Museveni, where is this one? Where is this one? Where are other people who are missing, like Chibalama John Bosco? When the Prime Minister herself, Nabanja, she is the one who came out and gave her the evidence that we have got Mr. Chibalama Bosco. And yet you are still inviting her to come to attend different seminars in your countries. Why don't you arrest her? If you really matter about and respect human rights and democracy in the countries you said you colonized, by then you took a lot of things, including gold, copper, our fellow Africans, to your countries. We gave you manpower, which was enough for your country. But guess what? What you can pay to Africans is not to what happening to them doesn't matter to us. Your silence will speak more louder than words. Why? Because you have decided to keep quiet when injustices are ongoing on your fellow human beings. One day, we would like to speak about it when the time is over. Why? Why could you keep quiet and yet you have got all the power to talk about it, to stop it? This is too much. Where is King Zari? Okay, where is King Zari? You have just recently you abducted Mr. Tabbs and you released him because you thought he could give you the right information, which you wanted. So I'm here to call upon all African leaders, because this thing, it's now out of control of any colonial country. It's on Africans only. Why? We need to wake up and say enough is enough. Who is bringing injustice in our society? We want to work on him, not waiting for colonial countries. Let colonial countries work on their own. Yes. Because this is too much. How long are our fellow countrymen and countrywomen going to bring injustice to our fellow country citizens? Guys, don't allow injustice going on and someone just goes away like that. Arrest him. If it means violence, we'll treat violence to bring justice in our community. Let us go with that one. Yes. Because this is the Museveni's characters of disrespecting human rights and democracy. My fellow youths, don't allow this thing to happen again. Ugandans belong to all of us Ugandans. Your silence will speak more than what